Here we can see tree and chair, ball, then earth, car. These all are the object which are at the rest. But when car is moving, then it crosses that zebra crossing means it move from one place to another place. Thus, a tree is fixed, then ball is fixed. When it is heated, then it is moving. Rotation of the earth around its axis, then moving chair back and fro. These all are movements of those objects. So there are different types of the motion: oscillatory motion, then earth's rotation, circulatory motion, random motion, straight line motion, that is transversal motion, then motion of the long hand of the watch. These are different types of the motion. We can see here, suppose a tree is fixed at a place, so we say that is stationary. Similarly, house, school, factory, these all are stationary, but rotation of the earth around the axis, that is rotatory motion or circulatory motion. Thus, they can move from one place to another place or around the axis. A man moves in the chair or he walks along a road. Birds are moving, river water, dam water. These are different types of the motion. Therefore, we are going to see in this lesson the motion, then its characteristic. What are the characteristics in our everyday life? What is its importance? Analyze motion along a straight line. Identify uniform and non-uniform motion. Then calculate the speed and average speed. Define the velocity. Calculate the velocity of moving object. Explain the scalar and vector quantities. Define acceleration. Calculate the acceleration of a moving object. These are the objectives of this lesson. So, motion is a state of an object in which there is change in its position with respect to its surrounding. So, these are some examples. Birds are flying, sun rises, river water is flowing, then our means traveling through the car or the train. These all are the motions. One object is in moving position with respect to others. Thus, when car or birds they are going from one place to another place, then surrounding is at the stationary level. In case of the atom, there are subatomic particles and electron, which is negatively charged particle, rotating around the nucleus in circular path. In the same way, in the solar system, planets or the earth rotating around itself and around the sun. Thus, this is a circulatory motion in the galaxy. In galaxy, there are different planets. They are in circulatory motion around itself also and around the sun also. Flying of the bird, it is in one direction. Then traveling in a car, it is also in forward direction, that is in straight line. Thus, circulatory motion, transversal motion or oscillatory motion or random motion, these all are different types of the motion. So, motion can be classified into random motion, translational motion of this car, rotational motion and oscillatory or vibratory motion. Now here in the photograph you can see all the surrounding, these are in rest but car is moving. Then when we are traveling through a bus, our chair is at the rest, we are at the rest, but we can see the surrounding object, they are looking like moving. Photograph you can see the planets are revolving, they are changing their place. In the same way, sun rises, that is, changes its position in the surrounding, but the glass capped or the trees, river, these all are at the same place. Here, boy is standing and observing the sun. The sun is changing its place with respect to our position, but trees and our position remain at the rest. Hence, the motion, it is one dimensional or linear. It may be two dimensional or three dimensional. The linear means one directional. The object when moves in straight line, then it is called as one dimensional motion. Now two dimensional means object. It covers two directions at once. Hence it is two dimensional. Hitting of the ball, it is in two direction. Three dimensional movement or motion. When motion takes place in three directions, that is along a three axis x, y, z at the same time, then it is called three dimensional motion. Thus you can see according to this graph, three dimension. In everyday language, the word distance and displacement are used in the same sense, but in the physics, these are two words have different meaning. If we are going from home to the school or school from the again school ground, then it is actual distance traveled by the person, that is home to the school and school to the playground. So it is actual distance covered. This quantity is called as the distance. But if I will reach from the home on the playground directly, then it will be the smallest distance traveled by me. Therefore, this is another physical quantity, and this another physical quantity, it is called as displacement. Thus, distance is a actual distance covered by an object, and the smallest distance or shortest distance covered by an object is displacement. So, when a body moves from one point to another, the distance traveled refers to the actual length of the indirect path, whereas displacement refers to the straight line path between the initial and the final position. Thus, when a body moves from one position to another, the shortest straight line distance between one another or initial to the final position, that is called as displacement. Thus, distance is the actual length or the path covered by moving object, irrespective of the directions of the motion. But the displacement, it is the shortest path covered by an object between initial position and final position of the body along with specific direction. Thus, distance and displacement, these are both different physical quantity. One is vector quantity, another is scalar quantity. Here you can see if car is moving along across a road, then it is covering same distance in a fixed period of the time. If time is kept constant, and we will observe the distance covered by the car, if it is of the equal interval, the distance covered by that car in equal time, that is in equal interval of the time which is equal, then it is uniform motion. If the same car is covering different distance in same interval of the time, then it is called as non-uniform motion. Example, you can see that a car covers unequal distance in equal intervals of the time. Therefore, it is non-uniform motion. Hence, you can say that when a body has uniform motion, it travels equal distance in equal interval of the time, no matter how small these time intervals may be. and a body has non-uniform motion if it travels unequal distances in equal interval of the time. Here you can see in the photograph the paddler, he is going slowly but car is moving very fast. Bicycle is going intermediate of this paddler and the car. Thus, speed of an object is the rate at which the distance covered in the given time. From this example, you can see that car has high speed than that of the bicycle and the person who is walking. Now another bicycle which is going very slowly. Thus, there are different speeds for the different object. High speed object means they travel large distance in small interval of the time. Therefore, speed is the rate of change of distance. Distance has SI unit centimeter and time it is in second. Therefore, speed has SI unit meter per second and CGS unit centimeter per second, because the speed is nothing but a rate of change of distance with time. But displacement, it is the shortest distance covered by an object. Hence, velocity is nothing but the rate of change of displacement. When a boy is moving from home to school and from school to playground, if he is covering 3 kilometer distance, then it is converted into meter and time taken to cover that distance is 20 minutes. You can calculate the speed of that boy. Now here also you can see in this picture small fishes, big fishes, they are randomly moving in the water in the aquarium. Thus, generally the motion of an object is non-uniform, as though they are randomly moving in the aquarium. Thus, the speed of a body gives us an idea of how slow or fast that body is moving. Here, you can see that the speed and the velocity. In this scenario, you can see the trees and other things that are steady, but car is moving on this ground or the road. Its speed is slow. Thus, from these all things you can see that rate of change of this distance, that is the speed. So when car is moving in a equal interval of the time, equal distance, then it will cover uniform motion in the straight line. But from this example you will see, as though it covers unequal distance, its motion is non-uniform motion. Here also, from the point of starting or point of rest, it covers distance d in given time, that is t. Therefore, d is equal to s into t, distance covered into t. Therefore, the shortest distance, its value is different when it is starting point to the final point. So, initial to the final point, distance covered by moving object, it has a definite direction and the rate of change in position of a body. Thus, the rate of displacement is called as velocity. Rate of change of displacement is called as velocity because it has specific direction. Hence, the SI unit and CGS unit of the velocity are meter per second and centimeter per second. Thus, as velocity has specific direction and magnitude, it is vector quantity, but speed has no specific direction and magnitude, it is scalar quantity. In the same way, speed is scalar quantity, the distance is scalar quantity. And as displacement is vector quantity, velocity is also vector quantity. The ratio of total displacement to the total time is the velocity, and distance traveled in a given direction with the time is also called as velocity. So, velocity of a body is the distance traveled by it per unit time in a given direction. Here you can see that. So, V is the velocity, S is the displacement traveled in a given time t. Here in this watch, you can see that the distance covered by smaller hand of the watch, it is traveling equal distance in equal interval of the time. Therefore, velocity of that smaller hand, it is vector quantity and it goes the equal displacement in a given direction. It is actually circular motion of smaller hand or longer hand. At 12 o'clock, it is steady position. From it starts and displacement is 0. But when it starts, it moves in circular motion. Thus, boy is going from home to directly on the playground. So, this is displacement because it is shortest distance from initial point to the final point. Thus, distance, speed, they have only magnitude. Hence, these are scalar quantity. But the displacement and velocity, they have both direction and magnitude, therefore it is vector quantity. So you can see here, when boy is reaching from home to the playground, this displacement is the vector quantity and it is nothing but now here you see, now person is starting from P point to the Q, Q to the R, and if P goes from P to directly R, then it is shortest distance, it is only equal to 5 km. But actual distance covered by that person 4 plus here 3, that is 7, and from P to R directly, that is 5 km. Now another example you can see in the picture. This car is moving and surrounding is at the rest position, but we are seeing it is also moving with the moving car. Its speed is very slow, but in another car if you will see and it is going in the different direction, it moves in the straight line but in the taking the curves while traveling from one place to another place. So it has some specific direction. There is change in velocity. So in this case, we have to consider change in velocity by taking the difference between final velocity and initial velocity. When the velocity of a body is increasing, the body is said to be accelerating. Thus, in this way, car starts off from rest and its velocity increases. Thus, it changes its velocity. So, retardation is an object moves such that its final velocity is less than that of its initial velocity. Suppose we are going by bus. When it is at rest, it is crossing to the another bus, it means that another bus has less speed to that of our bus. Thus, both buses have different speeds. Here you can see its speed. It is changing. It has less speed. There is independent quantity that is always taken along x-axis. Thus, time is independent quantity. We have taken it on the x-axis and displacement with respect to and velocity with respect to this time is taken on the y-axis. So when we plot this graph of time versus velocity, then we will see that is it uniform or non-uniform acceleration. Time is independent quantity and here velocity or distance, that is dependent quantity, which are always taken on the y-axis. When we are plotting the graph of this velocity against time, then we get the acceleration. Graphically, we can see motion is uniform or non-uniform. Thus, graphical representation, if the nature of the motion, then determine the motion at any intermediate interval and at a specific interval of the time. Thus, motion graphs are distance time graph, velocity time graph. From these both graphs, we can represent the graphically to see motion is uniform or non-uniform. Here in the first case, when we start from the 0, then 15 second, 30 second, 45 second, at the same time, when distance covered by the object is same at same interval of the time or equal at equal interval of the time, then it is uniform motion and its acceleration is also uniform. Therefore, this graph will represent straight line graph. Examples of uniform motion are freely falling body, motion of bicycle going down the slope of road, the motion of ball rolling down an inclined plane are example of uniformly accelerated motion. So, in velocity time graph of a body having uniformly accelerated motion, it is a straight line graph. So, when we are plotting on the x-axis 1 unit equal to 10 second and here in the y-axis 1 centimeter equal to 20 meter, then you can see uniform acceleration because it covers uniform distance in equal intervals of the time, and the graph when we plotted it is straight line passing through the origin. Therefore, this motion of an object is said to be uniform acceleration with uniform motion. A car starting off, a car speeding up, car moving round, then these all are means first is at the rest, second it is moving slowly, another it is going with the uniform motion. These all are acceleration and these all are showing uniform motion. So object is accelerating. But another example we can see that if a given car is covering unequal distance in the equal interval of the time, that is, a body has non-uniform acceleration if its velocity increases by unequal amounts in equal intervals of the time. A body has non-uniform acceleration if its velocity changes at a non-uniform rate. So from this graph, you will see that the speed or velocity of a car running on a crowded city road changes continuously. Thus, a car increases its velocity at one point or at another moment it decreases. So, the movement of a car on a crowded city road is a non-uniform acceleration. Thus, the velocity time graph for a moving body, it is not the straight line. Here, in this example, it is the body with uniform motion, and in another example, body with non-uniform motion. So when body is in uniform motion, then it is straight line graph. In case of non-uniform motion, unequal distances in equal intervals of the time. So this example will show that the body is covering unequal distances in equal interval of the time. If the graph is curved, then it explains non-uniform motion. It has curved line. Here you will see in 10 seconds, distance is 5 meter, speed is 0.5. In 20 seconds, it covers 15 meter distance and speed is 1 meter per second. In 30 seconds, it goes 13 meter and its speed is 1.5 meter per second. Thus, if you will see, the body moves in uniform acceleration. Here it is curved line, therefore body is in non-uniform motion. Thus you have seen two graphs. In one graph it is straight line graph, in another graph it is curved line. From this both velocity time graph, you can easily identify which is uniform motion or uniform acceleration and which is non-uniform. We can use the distance time graph to determine the speed of an object. To do so, consider a small part PQ of the distance time graph shown in the figure. Draw a line parallel to the x-axis from point P and Q on y-axis. These two lines meet each other at point R to form a triangle PQR. Now on the graph, this PR denotes time interval T2 minus T1, while this QR denotes or corresponds to the distance S2 minus S1. We can see from the graph that as the object moves from the point A means P to Q, it covers a distance S2 minus S1 in a time interval of T2 minus T1. Therefore, the speed v of the object therefore can be represented as v is equal to S2 minus S1 upon T2 minus T1. It means that V is equal to displacement S upon T given time. Thus we can also plot the distance time graph for accelerated motion of the car. Shows the distance travelled by a car in a time interval of 2 seconds or 1 second. The velocity distance graph is straight line. You can say that it is uniform motion. Thus, from the graphical representation, you can understand the nature of the motion of that object, the velocity of the body at any instant, and displacement of the body as the area under the graph. The instantaneous acceleration for the given instance and equations of the motions along a straight line. Thus, in this next point, we are going to study about three kinematical equations of the motion. That is the body at the rest, body with uniform velocity, body with uniform acceleration, body with non-uniform acceleration, body with uniform retardation. Thus, here we have seen that if we plot the graph of velocity versus time, then if it is 0, then we can say that, and if it is lying along x-axis, then we can say that body is at rest. If the object moves at uniform velocity, the height of velocity time graph will not changes with the time, and it will be straight line parallel to the x-axis. It shows velocity time graph in uniform velocity. So, body with uniform acceleration, it is straight line graph passing through the origin. When any body or car is moving with equal velocity with equal interval of the time, its graph is straight line graph which is passing through the origin. So it is said that body is with uniform acceleration. When car is moving with non-uniform velocity or non-uniform acceleration, then graph is curved line. And when body is moving with the retardation, so we see the slope velocity time graph that represent the motion of the object whose velocity is decreasing with time, while representing non-uniform variation, then it is retardation. Plot velocity time graph. The area under a velocity time graph gives you the displacement of the body in a given time. In a given graph, you can see velocity time graph. Time interval, it is 10, 20, 30, 40 second, and velocity is also 10 meter per second, 20, 30 meter per second. When in the given graph, A and B points, at A point velocity at both points is 30 meter per second, but the time shown is 20 second and 30 second at point C and D respectively. Now you can see that time interval, that is 30 minus 20, that is T2 minus T1 equal to 10 second, and A to B velocity remains constant because this graph is straight line which is parallel to the x-axis. Thus, time t is AB equal to CD, that is T2 minus T1 equal to 10 second. Here you will see V is equal to AC equal to BD is equal to 30 meter. As velocity is rate of change of displacement, that is V is equal to S by T. Thus here is S is 30. Therefore S is equal to V into T, that is 30 into T. Therefore 300 meter.